Fellas, listen up. If you're over 40 and you're dealing with excess chest fat, stubborn chest fat, which is also called man boobs, you're going to want to listen up real closely, because in this lesson, I'll be giving you the 5-step protocol to target and eliminate man boobs by fixing the root cause, not just covering it up with excessive cardio or compression shirts. This isn't just about looking better. This is about restoring your hormones, boosting testosterone levels, and reclaiming your metabolic health. How do I know this works? I had man boobs for 20 plus years. Check out these photos of me. Excessive estrogen, man boobs, metabolic syndrome, and I was able to get shredded and have a flat chest. And yes, these photos are when I was younger, but check out this photo. I just turned 40 years old a few months ago, still have a flat chest. It works, and it works really well. Let's get into your 5-step protocol. All of these tips are very important, so make sure you follow it from step 1 to step 5. Let's start with your first step in your protocol here. That's going to be ditch the alcohol, especially beer. Look, alcohol is a poison to your body. It's a poison to your metabolism. When you consume alcohol, your metabolism has to prioritize getting rid of the alcohol over fat burn. And beer is very problematic for men. It is estrogenic. It's one of the biggest estrogen boosters in men over 40, leading to man boobs. Beer is loaded with phytoestrogens, and it crushes testosterone production. It also disrupts liver detox, which clears out excess estrogen, and increases aromatization, which is converting your testosterone into estrogen, leading to your man boobs. Here's why beer is the worst option for you. Beer contains hops, which are extremely estrogenic. It also promotes gut inflammation, which drives estrogen dominance, and it spikes cortisol, the stress hormone, which lowers testosterone even more. A study published in Alcohol and Alcoholism found that chronic alcohol intake decreased testosterone and increases estrogen in men, especially those over 40. So you want to ditch the beer completely. If you choose to drink alcohol, go with an organic dry farm wine and don't have it more than twice a week. And you could take some liver support around alcohol like NAC, glutathione, binders. You could consume asparagus with the alcohol, which also helps you detoxify it quicker. And you can learn more about the dry farm wines over at ketocampwine.com. Let's move on to the second step here. That's going to be to get rid of these plastics in your lifestyle. This is called Xenoestrogens. Plastics are loaded with these xenoestrogens. These are chemical compounds that mimic estrogen in your body. Over time, they disrupt hormone balance, increase body fat, and make it nearly impossible to get rid of man boobs. It will cause you to store fat around your chest and your belly. Not good. Here are the common culprits you want to avoid. Get rid of these in your lifestyle. Plastic water bottles is a huge problem. There are a ton of microplastics found in water bottles. Even if you've never heated your water bottle or left it in your car, think about the way it was transported to you in a truck that was probably heated. Food containers and food packaging also contain microplastics. Plastic Tupperware, not a good idea to store food in plastic Tupperware, especially fat will leach that plastics out of the Tupperware into the food, and never microwave plastic Tupperware. Another problem is going to be plastic cutting boards. We don't want to use plastic cutting boards. There's a ton of microplastics that get into your food when you use that. And there's actually a study from the University of Newcastle that showed the average American consumes a credit card size worth of plastic every week from these plastics in our environment. So simple swaps for you guys. Swap out your plastic water bottles with glass water bottles. Swap out your plastic cutting boards with wooden cutting boards. Instead of using plastic Tupperware, use glass Tupperware. These go a long way to restore your health and get rid of your man boobs. And if you want a study to verify this, a 2019 study in the Environmental Health Perspectives found that higher levels of BPA exposure, which are these toxins, in men was associated with lower testosterone, higher estrogen, and increased body fat. You see, these toxins get stored in your body fat, belly fat, chest fat. They are a huge, huge problem. A recent study actually showed that these plastics get stored in your testicles. These studies are finding a ton of microplastics in male testicles, which disrupt your hormones, lower testosterone, increase estrogen, and lead to all the bad things we're trying to avoid. The third step in your protocol is to strength train and focus on compound lifts. Strength training increases testosterone, increases growth hormone, and builds lean muscle, which raises your basal metabolic rate, which is your body's ability to burn calories even at rest. For men over 40, strength training is essential to improve insulin sensitivity, lower estrogen, and shrink fat cells, especially those fat cells around your chest and your belly. So you want to focus on compound movements, bench press, push-ups, dips. That's going to be great for chest sculpting. You also want to work on your lower body, which gives you a big testosterone boost. Squats, deadlifts, rows are going to be great. And do a progressive overload over the weeks. Start with 2 workouts a week and build up to 3 to 4 workouts a week to build lean muscle and build testosterone. Here's a fun fact. You also have testosterone receptor sites in your shoulder. So weighted shoulder presses are terrific to boost testosterone levels and lower estrogen. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that regular strength training exercise in men aged 40 to 60 led to significant increases in testosterone and reduction in body fat, including the chest area. Let's move on to step number 4 in your protocol, and that's going to be to optimize sleep to boost testosterone and burn fat. Men over 40 often overlook the value of sleep, but studies show just 1 week of poor sleep can cut your testosterone in half. Sleep is when you make growth hormone, reduce cortisol, activate your fat-burning hormones, and detoxify your body of those microplastics we mentioned. When you don't get quality sleep, your testosterone levels plummet, which lead to the fat accumulation, the man boobs, leads to morning fatigue, low libido, and where your belly fat and chest fat just won't budge. A 2011 study from JAMA showed that sleeping just 5 hours or less per night for just 1 week lowered testosterone levels in men by 10 to 15%. So what's the protocol? Aim to get about 7 to 9 hours of total sleep each night, but the quality is more important than the quantity. You want to get about an hour and a half of deep sleep, an hour and a half of REM sleep during your entire sleep at night. You could use blue light blocking glasses at night, especially the red ones, to help prepare you for sleep, to lower cortisol. You want to keep your bedroom cold and dark. Studies show 65 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit is where you get good, deep, fat-burning sleep, and make it as dark as possible with blackout curtains or just by a sleep mask. You also want to make sure you don't consume any food or alcohol at least 3 hours before bed. And here's a game changer for you, mouth taping. I use a mouth tape from Somnifix. I'll drop a link and a coupon code for them down below. But you simply put this adhesive over your mouth. It forces you to breathe through your nose, which produces more growth hormone, more nitric oxide, deeper sleep, and essentially more fat burn. So mouth taping has been a game changer for me. I recommend you do it as well. And you could also consider having banana tea at night. I learned this from my friend and colleague, Dr. Michael Bruce. This is nature's NyQuil. You simply grab an organic banana, leave the peel on, cut it in half, boil it for about 4 to 5 minutes with water, pour that into a cup, and the peel of the banana actually has more micronutrients like potassium and magnesium that help you feel calm and get you ready for deep fat burning sleep. Now let's move on to the 5th step in your protocol. This is going to be to find ways to activate brown adipose tissue, brown fat. You see the chest fat you have, the man boobs and the belly fat, this is white fat. White fat is problematic. It doesn't look good. It's inflammatory. We want to change the composition of your fat to brown fat. The reason why it's brown fat is because it has a lot of mitochondria, these little energy factories within your cells that help you burn more calories and more fat. You see, brown fat is more metabolically active than the white fat you have around your chest and your stomach. And you could actually activate brown fat with thermal stress, which also boosts adrenal function, insulin sensitivity, and testosterone. Here are my favorite methods to activate brown fat. Cold plunging, cold showers, cold therapy like cryotherapy, any mechanism that causes you to shiver will activate brown fat. A 2014 study in diabetes found that cold exposure increased brown fat activity and insulin sensitivity in men, and it showed that it helped to reduce central adiposity, aka belly fat and chest fat. So what you want to do is take a cold shower or get into a cold body of water for a total of 11 minutes per week, the accumulation of 11 minutes total per week to get these benefits. But I recommend starting low and slow. It doesn't have to be super cold. Again, you just need to shiver. For some people, that could be 57 degrees Fahrenheit. For others, it might need to be a little bit colder. So find that sweet spot to shiver for 11 minutes total per week. Then we have heat therapy, sauna therapy, great for brown fat, great for testosterone, great for overall health. That could be a sauna, infrared sauna, steam sauna, dry sauna, or even like a hot shower. This has been shown to activate heat shock proteins and accelerate fat loss. And you could actually alternate between cold therapy and heat therapy to get a synergistic effect of these benefits that I'm speaking about here. For sauna, you want to get about 90 minutes total per week at a good temperature. And that is the protocol. Now, I have some questions I'm going to answer for you based off of what I just taught you, but I do want to share this. I have an entire 30-day protocol for you to burn visceral fat, an entire step-by-step process for you to get rid of this belly fat and organ fat in 30 days. If you want that protocol for free, just head over to targetbellyfat.com, scan the QR code on the screen, or click the link in the notes down below to download that free guide, targetbellyfat.com. Let's get to your questions. First question is, can man boobs be reversed without surgery, even if I've had them for many years? Most of the time, yes. You could significantly get rid of your man boobs, and you will see some results in just a matter of weeks, which is the next question. How long does it take to see the results? You should see results in a week or so, definitely within 30 days. And the more consistent you are with the protocol I shared today, the faster it's going to work for you. So make sure you dial in all those 5 steps. Don't just choose one, choose all 5, and you'll see it happen for you. And within a matter of weeks to months, you should have a flat chest, a lean stomach, and more energy. Is cardio helpful or harmful for losing man boobs? Should I be doing it too? Slow, steady cardio, like long distance running and jogging, is not helpful for testosterone. It's not helpful for man boobs and belly fat. I am not a fan of that. But short bursts of cardio, like sprinting, is fantastic for your man boobs, to shrink your man boobs, to burn belly fat, and boost testosterone. So a good protocol that I've used on my students is a 20-second all-out sprint, all-out effort, running or cycling or even swimming for 20 seconds, all-out effort, and then resting for 2 minutes and repeating that 3 or 4 times. That could be done in one session, and that session can be completed 3 or 4 times a week. So slow, steady cardio, long-distance cardio, not a good idea, but burst training like sprinting, a great idea, and steps are also a great idea, like walking, getting about 10,000 steps a day. Great for fat loss and great for man boobs. Next question is this: are there any supplements that can reduce estrogen or support testosterone naturally? Boron is a great supplement to take total testosterone and convert it into free testosterone, which is the available testosterone to actually use. Boron is great for that. I've used that on clients, 3 milligrams, 6 milligrams. I'll drop a link for the boron I use. Very cheap supplement. I would also recommend zinc, cyclical use of zinc. And if you do have high estrogen, and if you tested that with like a test, like a Dutch test, then using something like DIM, a supplement called DIM, and increasing cruciferous vegetables can lower your estrogen levels. Next question is this: what about diet? Are there any specific foods I should eat more of that could raise testosterone and help me burn fat? Yeah, I'm going to give you 5 of the best foods that help to boost testosterone in men, shrink fat cells in your stomach and in your chest. The first food is going to be eggs with the yolk. Eggs are rich in cholesterol, which is a precursor for testosterone. Eggs also contain vitamin D, zinc, and choline, all key nutrients for hormone production. And the yolk of the eggs actually contain a good amount of selenium, which we know helps with testosterone production as well. A 2022 study showed that men who consumed eggs regularly had higher testosterone levels than those who avoided dietary cholesterol. So make sure you get the eggs, it's organic, it's pasture raised, and eat it with the yolk. The next food is grass-fed beef. Grass-fed beef is high in zinc, which is essential for maintaining healthy testosterone levels and inhibiting the aromatization process of converting testosterone into estrogen. We don't want that. Zinc in red meat helps to prevent that from happening. Red meat is very bioavailable in iron, B12, and carnitine, which are all key for energy production and hormone health. And liver, for example, like grass-fed liver contains a high amount of vitamin A, which has been shown to support testosterone production in your testicles. A study in the biological trace element research found that zinc-deficient men experience significant drops in testosterone, while zinc repletion reversed this. The third food is going to be cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, especially if you have high levels of estrogen. These cruciferous vegetables contain DIM and something called I3C, which are compounds that help the body detoxify excess estrogen. They also support liver detox pathways, especially phase 1 and phase 2, which is estrogen metabolism. A 2004 study showed that DIM supports a healthier 2:16 estrogen metabolism ratio, favoring less estrogen activity in the body. The next food is wild-caught fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, packed with omega-3s, lower inflammation, which is important for testosterone production, rich in vitamin D, which acts as a steroid hormone precursor and supports testosterone production within your testicles. A study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism linked higher omega-3 intake with increased testosterone and improved sperm parameters in men. The fifth food is going to be Brazil nuts in moderation, not too many, about 3 to 5 per day. It's one of the best sources of selenium, which supports testosterone synthesis and sperm production. Brazil nuts are also rich in healthy fats and arginine, which improves blood flow, and nitric oxide, which is very important for male function. A 2013 study showed that selenium supplementation improved testosterone levels and fertility markers in subfertile men. Next question is this: does testosterone therapy, TRT, help to reduce man boobs, or can it make it worse? I think a lot of men rely on TRT too often without going the natural route. I would explore going the natural route first. I don't personally take any TRT. I'm 40 years old and I don't see me taking it anytime soon. And it could actually lead to other issues when you're not monitoring it correctly. And I'm not against TRT at all, but I think a lot of men bypass all the natural approaches, like everything I shared today, and just trying to get the easy fix. So do this first and you'll see a huge difference in just a matter of weeks. Next question is this: should I get blood work to check my hormone levels? And what should I be looking for? Blood work is always a good idea. You don't want to guess, you want to test. So get some blood work. Look at total testosterone. Look at free testosterone. Look at your estrogen levels. And look at your sex hormone binding globulin levels. That's a good testosterone or male hormone test. And also look at fasting insulin and inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and homocysteine. It's always a good idea. Now, the best hormone test that I like to get done for testosterone and estrogen is going to be a Dutch test, which is actually a urine test, and ask your health practitioner to order it for you. It's called the Dutch test. Hope this lesson was valuable, fellas. If you're a woman who listened to this or watched this, good job. Share it with your male counterpart. Apply the protocol. You're going to notice a huge difference. I'm very excited for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And hey, if you love this video, I just published a brand new video on the best drinks to have every day. 1 cup of to burn fat, lower inflammation, and feel good, better than Ozempic. Check out this clip. I'll see you in that video. In this lesson, I'll share with you 5 powerful drinks, each backed up by human research that support appetite control, metabolic health, and sustained weight loss. Coffee is naturally thermogenic, meaning your metabolism burns more calories throughout the day, even at rest after you drink a cup of coffee.